Hi, this is Carol A. Clark.
And Greg Kendall.
And we're here with Clark and Kendall's Weekend Preview. And this week, as always, we want to thank our sponsor, the Chamber of Commerce FYLA, and their link is on the homepage of the Los Alamos Daily Post. Before we begin the upcoming activities for the next few days, we'd like to just recap. There were so many events going on yesterday, the 4th of July. I myself went down and covered the naturalization ceremony in which 15 people became American citizens, including Los Alamos County's own executive,
Public Works executive,
Anne Laurent. She was actually born in Canada and to British parents. So she had planned over a decade ago to become an American citizen because her husband and children are Americans, but 9/11 hit, so she put it off, and then she started having her children, and one thing led to another. So she was going to do it about a month ago, but they said, you know what, for the first time ever, Bandelier's going to hold a ceremony. Do you want to do it on the 4th of July? She said that would be great. So I know her family and a lot of her friends were there to cheer her on, and the Rotary Clubs sponsored the cakes and refreshments for the event. All the park rangers were there. It was really a very, very patriotic event for the 4th of July. I'm so glad I went and took the shuttle. That was really fun. Packed. Absolutely packed. They had shuttle after shuttle full of people.
Yeah, I saw the crowd when we went to Overlook Park.
How was Overlook Park?
Oh, it was a blast. I had a good time. And there was a, it wasn't as big as normal crowds, but I would say they had a little under 2,000 people, I think, there. And all the food vendors were there, and I ate a lot of delicious food. And the skydivers came down from the Habanero skydiving team, and Habanera skydiving team, and that was fun to watch, and they had their smoke going. And saw the little kids playing on the bouncies, and there were people playing with hula hoops and balls and all kinds of fun stuff. And we have a lot of cool pictures on the Los Alamos Daily Post of the event, so take a look at those.
And one kind of interesting turn, at 10 a.m., the Los Alamos police officers played a softball competition against the Los Alamos firefighters, and they barely got going, and all of a sudden the firefighters were called away and some of the police, because the New Beginnings Church caught fire over there on East Road, and they had to rush to the scene, and they were able to contain the fire in the chapel area, although the offices and classrooms did sustain smoke. We found out today that the alcohol, tobacco, and firearms officials are here because whenever a church is burned, they always come just in case that it's a hate crime. They do not know that it is. The investigation is ongoing. We spoke with the deputy fire chief today, and he said that they're going methodically, step by step, inch by inch, to determine the cause of this fire. Also, because it's a church, they brought in the New Mexico State Fire Marshal. He's on scene helping assist with this very important investigation.
And it looks like it could have been much worse, but because of the quick action, the church is right across the street from a fire station. They were able to contain it to the one building, and then minor damage in some of the other hallways of the other buildings. So
yes.
Good work by our fire department.
That's right.
Great.
So, and then tell us what happened, because you were on scene at Overlook when the big torrential rain.
Yeah. During the 4th of July festivities. Oh, I forgot the time now, but right after the skydivers came down, and the skydivers were planning to go back up and come down with the big American flag, and they never got to because a giant rainstorm, torrential rainstorm, and a little bit of hail had the whole crowd. And the Winds concert was going on, and they had just finished, and they were still sitting in their chairs with their instruments, and we had just got some food, and we were sitting there listening to the Winds, and it just poured and hailed and wind like crazy, and everyone was running like maniacs. I wish I had my video, because it was like, this it was like a terror movie, zombies attacking or something. Just people running like crazy, everybody. There was piles of people under the bathroom awnings. It was pretty exciting. I stopped in the middle of the rainstorm and shot off a picture of the people at the bathroom. And I was standing in the torrential rain just to get the shot. So I'm giving my all for this, this endeavor of getting shots for you guys out there. So it was very exciting. And it was an interesting end to the. That was the end of it. And pretty much everything else was canceled that evening.
Yes, and I know that I heard that the Atomic City Transit did a really excellent job of getting everybody boarded and out of there safely.
Yeah, that's good, because it was bad.
And one of our photographers, T.K. Thompson, when he emailed me a few of his photos from the Community Winds, because his wife plays in that group, he said that when the rains hit, he hid out in the porta potty until it went away.
Okay.
And then he came out.
Wow. Yeah, we have a camping van, and we got in there. We got in our camping van to eat our food, and Vincent Chiravelli came wandering by, and we pulled him in out of the rain, and he sat and talked to us for a while about his day, and it was kind of fun.
That's the county councilor, Vincent.
Yes.
Chiravelli.
Yep.
Okay, great. Well, that was quite a 4th of July.
Yes, one for the books.
Okay, so we start off the upcoming weekend with Joe King Carrasco at the Los Alamos Summer Concert Series at Ashley Pond, sponsored by the Monitor, and it starts at 7 p.m. It's fabulous Tex-Mex greets the early 80s type music.
Yeah, and Russ was saying that if you like the Red Elvises, and the Red Elvises are pretty much the favorite band in Los Alamos, that you'll really like Joe King Carrasco.
Yes.
That they're very entertaining. They have a high energy group, and should be very, very good concert at Ashley Pond tomorrow night.
Now, Saturday, July 7th, Natural Wonders of Los Alamos, Veronica Springs. Dorothy Horde, who many of you know is a long-time Los Alamos historian, and has written many really, really wonderful books about our community, the history of our community. She is leading this hike to a natural spring where water flows out of the ground, and the Veronica, a plant which grows in water, is blooming. So this is really a special thing. The round trip distance is under 1.5 miles, and it's a fairly level dirt road with options to extend out. Horde will share the story of the area. Anyone interested in going on this very easy walk and very interesting walk should meet at Peak at 9 a.m. or at the trailhead at the intersection of State Road 4 and Forest Road 181 at 9:30. It's free. No registration is required. And for those of you who don't know, Peak, the Pajarito Environmental Education Center, is on Orange Street, just beyond the high school.
And she'll be giving history along the way of the area, so it'll be really good.
Yeah.
The Mountain Mexer Square Dances group is going to be meeting on Saturday, July 7th, for an evening of square dancing. At 7 p.m., the mainstream part of it is going to be at 7:30 to 9:30. The rounds between the mainstream, there'll be tips for square dancing. The caller's name is Denise Korzowska. The cuers are Bob and Sally Nolan. You don't have to dress up to anything special. Just nice clothes would be good. Singles and visitors are welcome, of course. And it's going to be at the White Rock Municipal Complex at 118 Longview Avenue in White Rock. You can call Allison Lindstrom at 662-7510 for more information.
The County Horse Show is Saturday at 9 a.m. at Brewer Arena, up by the horse stables. You can come and strut your horse at the County Horse Show. This event is for all cowboys and cowgirls. It's an opportunity to show off their horses and their horse equestrian talents. Winners receive prizes such as t-shirts, buckles, and ribbons. For more information, contact James Phelps with the Los Alamos County Recreation Department at 662-8173.
And you know what? We have an art opening on Friday night. It's going to be a cool one. It's called Rhapsody in Blue.
Now, they had that last Friday night.
Whoop. what?
That was left over, I think.
Error.
However, it is worth seeing. It is the most beautiful art show. Everything's in shades of blue, and the art ranges everything from sculptures to oil paintings, acrylics, wall hangings, jewelry, pottery, just all kinds of things in blue. And of course, there's the T.K. Thompson jazz photography show exhibit. He has many, many beautiful black and white photos hanging in the portal at the back of the art center. And I saw it at the opening last Friday, and it was just packed. People were just loving to see those jazz musicians, and his photography of them is just really, really interesting and nice.
Do you know if they're going to be doing the Friday night late thing this week?
Yes.
So I'm assuming the Fuller Lodge will be open late.
Yes.
On Friday night.
The Art Center at Fuller Lodge will be open till
the concert will be at the pond, and then you can wander over to Ashley to the Fuller Lodge Center.
Right.
See this.
And speaking of that, last Friday night, and I'm sorry I missed this, the Bradbury Science Museum, so many places in town have embraced this, where every Friday night they stay open until 9 p.m. The Bradbury Science Museum had an exhibit, and somebody there talking about the physics of fizz, and they made root beer floats, and they proved whether or not if you put the ice cream in first and then pour the root beer, they fizz up more, or vice versa. And my understanding is they discovered that you want to put the root beer in first and then gently put the ice cream. It's less fizz, it won't overflow in your cup.
That's good knowledge to have.
And they gave away free root beer floats last Friday night. So every Friday night at the Bradbury, they have really cool things. You can bring the whole family. And all throughout the town, they try to do something special. So it's really worth going and visiting these various businesses and art centers and museums.
Okay. The Enchanted Parks photography exhibit is now going at the Mesa Public Library. It's a photographic tale of life in our national parks by Leslie Buckland. The exhibit runs until August 7th. Now that I've heard this is really, really good.
Now let me tell you, I also attended her art opening, her photography opening Tuesday evening. It was packed. Everybody was there. She actually has 195 photographs hanging up in that exhibit. It is incredible. And I told her that this was a world-class exhibit and that she ought to contact the National Park Service to see if it could become kind of a roving art show to go to the different parks, because so many parks are represented, because she travels to these parks and takes incredible pictures. One of my very favorites is the buffalo.
We had that on the Los Alamos Daily Post.
Yeah, it was an awesome shot.
Great.
So it's very well worth seeing. It's in the gallery at the Mesa Public Library.
Okay, it's also Warm Water Weekend this weekend at the Aquatic Center. You can join in the fun in the main pool. The temperature in the pool will be 84 to 85 degrees. And there'll be an inflatable obstacle course set up for everyone to enjoy.
And then on Friday night at the Bradbury Science Museum, you can find FIRST robotics and astronomy displays. And you've got to go see them. They are so interesting. Bring the kids.
And then at the museum, they'll be open until 9. And each Friday, they're going to feature a special program to delight the entire family.
Cult classic horror movies at Mesa Public Library this Friday. Chill out with Mesa Public Library's new cult classic horror movie series for ages 18 and over. The library doors open at 9 p.m. Reopen at 9 p.m. for the movie only, which starts at 9:30. Don't be late. Doors close for the moviegoers to come in by 9:45. It's all taking place in the upstairs meeting rooms.
And this is an interesting thing. You do need to get in there between 9 and 9:45, because they do lock the doors again, and they don't staff the downstairs. It's adults. It's for adults later on, 18 plus.
Okay.
So make sure you get in there before they close the doors.
Great.
Now we've also got just for peak. There's some more things real quickly. July 10th is going to be a quiet and gentle walk. You need to register for that with peak. July 10th also is going to be a summer family evening. The Harrell House of Natural Oddities is going to be featured. I'm not sure what that is, but it sounds interesting. July 11th.
It's probably like a bearded woman and things like that.
Okay. July 11th to 25th is going to be a fly tying class with Bill Orr, and you need to register for that.
Now, on the quarterly brush and large item collection coming soon, this you might want to check with your neighbors if you're not aware in your neighborhood, because if you live in Los Alamos and they're asking you to get your, and you have pickup on Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday, they're asking you to get your trash out on the street by July 9th, but double check with your neighbors to make sure on that. Now, we can tell you for sure that the quarterly pickup for White Rock, it's going to occur July 16th, Friday trash service, or July 23rd, Tuesday service. But if you have any questions at all, feel free to call the Echo Station at 662-8163.
And this is really important because we've noticed in our own neighborhood that the weeds are starting to get high and they're dead, and it's a very huge fire hazard. So get your brush out, and if you can't get the pickup, take it to the Eco Station and they'll take it for you. So the mountain mud ball, the high mountain mud ball and mud volleyball tournament is going to happen Saturday, July 21st. And we wanted to let you know about that coming up. It's from the Recreation Division, and it's a double elimination mud volleyball tournament. It's $130 per team, so get your teams together. It's an adult co-ed competitive, 18 years old and older, with at least 4 women on the team. The deadline to enter is July 12th at 5 p.m. You can call 662-8173, the Recreation Division, for more information. And
now, one more thing.
Sure.
I feel like we must, it's our duty to let the public know about the exquisite lunch we had today.
Oh, yes.
Greg and I were privy to a private lunch at the Dixie Girl. It's a preview of what's to come when they open their doors to the public next Tuesday. So, they had a limited menu, but it was a sampling of the kinds of food they have. Their chef is out of this world talented. You had the red snapper.
Yes. Excellent.
And
excellent.
I had a hamburger with French fries. You would think, okay, that's just regular. They were so good. Yeah. You tasted the French fries.
I did. They were good.
They were very good.
Very good.
And then your wife joined us, and she had the lasagna and said it was out of this world, and the cold pea soup.
Oh, the cold pea soup was fabulous. It was unbelievable. Unbelievable. We'll go in there just to have that. It was so good.
Could make a meal out of that.
Little bacon bits in it. Oh, just mwah.
And then we had to sample the dessert.
We were forced. They forced us.
And they had something called dewberry streusel.
Yes.
And it was this kind of a pie a la mode type thing that had the most delicious berries we've ever had in our life.
Yes, yes. I think you and I are probably dessert connoisseurs, and we just went heads over heel for this dewberry pie. It was unbelievable.
Yes. And in fact, one of the fire officials happened to be in there, and he said he, like us, had never heard of a dewberry, but he absolutely loved it as well.
He wanted a drive-through window to be built just so he could order that and take it away. So I truly believe that Denise is going to have a huge hit on her hands.
The owner, Denise Smith.
Yes, Denise Smith, the owner of the Dixie Girl restaurant. She's going to have a huge hit. It's going to be big, and they're going to open Tuesday. Now, it's probably going to be a big crowd, so don't be frustrated if you can't get in on Tuesday. There'll be plenty of time after that. Yeah. But it's going to be big.
Yeah, their menu is
very
out
good.
Of this world.
Very good place.
Yeah, we give them 5 stars.
That's right, 5 stars.
Thank you so much for listening, and we'll see. We're actually working on some major projects right now for the Daily Post, so we're probably just going to post the calendar for the next little while, and then we'll get back to you as soon as we can. So thank you so much for listening.
Have a great weekend. See you at the concert.